Well, welcome back again, my friends, to another episode of Automotive Drama. Today, I know it's just a rear brake job, but there's a couple things I kind of wanted to point out about this. First of all, he's replacing the factory crap with a set of slotted and vented, really nice rotors. Now, I don't know if anybody knew this, but these rotors are directional. Do you see that big R at the back of that number? That means right. Yes, right side. And yes, this driver's side is not the right side of the vehicle. Driver's side is the left side of the vehicle. So when you do these, make sure you pay attention to that. And also you'll know, because the holes in the slots should be angled forward, kind of like a directional tire. Alright, that's number one. I just want to point that out because it does have performance. He did buy the performance rotors. Now, secondly, getting this bracket off. It is fun. I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't have this tool, rent it, buy it. Now, I have the tools for all of them. This was the actual socket I needed. I don't even know what size it is, to be totally honest with you. There it is. AST. I don't know. I can't read it. It says 14. So, I guess that's must mean 14 millimeter. Let's see. Yeah, it's almost a 14 millimeter 12 point, but that's 14. Without that socket, you are never going to get these bolts out. Alright? And these bolts go all the way in the back here. I don't know if we can see that. There's the top one. And then the bottom one is right there. You can see the hole just below it. Let me see if I can get it in there for you. Boy, this stuff's hard to do with one hand. I end up breaking the damn wire. Here we go. See what I'm saying? I just used a 3/8 ratchet and a breaker bar and a 14 millimeter socket, and they are tight. Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now, they are super tight. And you want to make sure you have the suspension sunk down so you can actually get where that. You see where that one is right there. So you can actually get a socket and it clears the upper control arm. Secondly, these are like the old style. You got to squeeze in the calipers. Okay, so crack your bleeder open. I have this little special fancy tool that Mobile One made for me. I put it on the hose on the end of the bleeder at the end. Put the hose on the bleeder. Blah, blah, blah. And that way I don't spill brake fluid all over the shop when you have to also have this tool to depress that caliper. Yeah, I've seen a bunch of different blah blah blah, and in a pinch I've actually, one of these didn't fit, I forget what car it was, and I was able to use this tool and put pressure on it and a rag and a pair of channel locks, and I was able to squeeze the caliper in. But we prefer not to do that. We like to have the right proper tools for the job. If you don't have one of those, I know you can rent one at your local parts store. Okay, third, as you can see, I NICs everything. I NICs behind the hub. I NICs the retainer bolt for that. It's just a good idea. Hubs come off easier. I always NICs the lugs too. I'm a firm believer in anti-sleaze. What can I say? Also, remember your brake lube. Always have this brake lube. I've pointed this out many a times. You want to lube. See where that's riding? Anywhere metal touches metal, the thing would focus. See where it's shiny on both sides? And see where it rides there and rides there? Anywhere metal touches metal, touches metal, you want this brake pad to have brake grease. Also, make sure you pull these out and freshen up the lube inside that rubber, because otherwise it's going to get dry, and we all know how she likes that one. But it was just kind of basics. I mean, if you ever are going to do a brake job, don't just pad slap, because basically what happens, here's the old rotor. There's See those grooves right there? Those shiny spots? That's guaranteed a brake whistle. And if you take a new pad and you put it on this old rotor, you can't really see all the little lines and scratches in the surfaces. The pad and the rotor will wear each other together, but you're not going to get the proper seating on that, and you will not get the proper brake performance, because you are supposed to break the brakes in when you put them on, and you're also supposed to change the brake fluid when you do the brakes. I know all them brake shops, they want to sell you a $1,700 brake job, and then add $250, $175 for a brake fluid flush, which is a bunch of crap. Let it bleed out if you want. Just don't let the master go all the way dry, and you'll be all right. And yes, I did crack the bleeder and squeeze the caliper in, and no, you do not have to bleed them, because that's how the caliper bleeds out. Through that, through the bleeder is where the air comes out. And plus, I had a hose on it, so it can't actually suck air. If it tries to suck back in, it's going to suck fluid from that hose. So anyways, I just thought I'd give you a couple little tips on you're actually supposed to do brakes. And this brake job's kind of a pain. Them bolts are really, really hard to get. They're not really so hard to get to. They're just super, super tight. So make sure when you put them back in, you retighten them properly. Anyways, thanks again, my friends, for tuning in to another episode of Automotive Drama. Stay tuned for more episodes. And ring the bell. Likes are nice. Scripes are better. Questions, comments, feel free. And have a good night.